for Yondu Incorporated, an IT company, BGC. And I was invited by Arthur for today to share my actual experience for Design Sprint. So we actually ran Design Sprint last month, I guess. Yeah, last month. Then I'm going to share what are the pitfalls, what went well, what went wrong, yeah. Any tips. Yeah. So, sige. Now, we align for, ayan, medyo maraming naging areas for improvement. So, ang first naging, parang naging strategy ng team is to identify what are the things that we still do manually in the office that they can be automated. Yeah. So, one of those is the visitor management. Now, visitor management, often neglected sa office na, di ba, ano bang process natin sa office na when you apply for a company, you often surrender valid IDs pa, ano, and you write sa logbook pa. Now, the products and innovation team thought of, why not redesign this experience? Why not improve this experience? And sa una naman kasi, we're a digital company. So why not, apply our expertise in here? So the initiative of running the design sprint for visitor experience came from there. Ayan. So redefining the visitor experience in our office. So we started from there. Now, I have my number one need, which is the design problem. To redesign the visitor experience. Now, my number two problem is I don't have a team. Of course, you need to create a team of engineers and designers and business analysts. Now, to share, this might be your problem when you go to your organization. I have to align with a lot of people, especially the resource managers. Especially, sino yung mga PMs dito? Ayan, yan. Of course, you know this. Kakain ng oras kasi yung design sprint. And of course, ang worry agad ni service delivery manager niya, kaninong cost yun? So yun agad yung unang tanong sa akin. So I have to, establish the importance of it, establish the impact of it as a business. That's the biggest challenge, first of all. If you want to really pursue this design initiative in your company, especially if bago to sa paningin ng business people, you really have to establish the importance of it. So thank God na masaya naman sila. So pinayagan, I had their blessing naman. They allowed me to pull some engineers and two designers. Actually, ayan. So kasi naman sisi yung ano. Okay. So, I became the facilitator, of course. Then I have two designers and my co-manager, which is also a Scrum Master, and she will be handling actually the actual development of this product. Tapos, I also pulled some software engineers, of course, for their feedbacks. Now, my reason for this is I want to have that diversified perspective when it comes to solution. So I pulled some business analysts, I pulled designers, I pulled engineers. Now, problem number two that I encountered before I go to the understand phase. Okay, so I have now my design problem. I have now my team. So I should be ready for the design sprint, right? But, so my original plan was to conduct it in just 5 days because that's the first, the framework, 5 days. I want to give 4 days. 5 days. So I aligned with the service delivery manager. I'll be conducted in 6 days because the first day will be the kickoff. So inalign ko sa kanya na 3 to 5 p.m. I'm going technical about this. Kasi, pag ginawa yun sa organization, talagang gano'n na siya you have to lay down the time, kailan mo siya gagawin. Kasi, of course, I'm handling multiple projects, they're handling multiple projects, so you have to really manage their time. So, the first challenge that I encountered is they don't know design sprint yet. And they don't know design thinking yet. And they don't know user experiencing. So that's the biggest challenge that you might encounter. You have to establish those foundational concepts, because if you would not be, teaching those foundation concepts, you would might be derailed in running the design sprint. Kasi yun yung magiging pundasyon ng team. If you have that one page of understanding the impact of design sprint, the importance of design sprint, what innovation works, building the right product, smooth yung running ng design sprint. But if your team, any of the team, actually the engineers, I have 3 engineers here. Especially 3 engineers, they are back-end engineers. So they really don't have any, the interaction with the users. They don't really care about it. So they don't really care about the experience. They just care it's working, it's okay. So I have to establish, you really have to establish that, that concept that you really have to design, you really have the general concept of design. Na hindi lang siya how it looks like, sabi nga ni Steve Jobs, hindi lang siya how it looks like, but it's how it works. So I quite had some deviations sa original schedule, so nag-allot pa ako ng 2 days for brown bag sessions. So yeah, kasi we really have to establish that sa team. So after those 2 days, we proceed na sa design sprint proper. Okay, long-term goal, short-term goal. Ayan. So that's the actual photo that I took when we had our first. May scarcity kami ng sticky notes. Kulay yellow na sticky notes namin, mga kaibigan.
In running sprint, that's the biggest investment in sticky notes.
Ayun. So, alam niyo na, kailangan maraming sticky notes. Tapos, customer journey map. Ayan. So basically, naman, yung existing customer visitor journey map when it comes to the reception. So basically, the gist lang naman, you still have to surrender valid ID, lang po.
Yeah, you can proceed siguro sa final output.
Sige. So yeah, validating sa customer experts. Okay. So itong mga design, design facing na to.
Thank you.
Sige. Sige, pakita natin yung prototype na. Okay. So here's our prototype. Basically, the gist is when someone invited a visitor, that visitor will be receiving a QR code via email or a PIN code via SMS. And when he or she comes to the office, he will be going directly to the kiosk, the self-service kiosk, and wala na talagang interaction sa receptionist. That's how we imagine it. Para diretso. Now, magsa-sign in lang siya doon and it will actually print a badge. Pakita ko na sa testing phase. Punta tayo sa testing phase. May picture dito ng nakatayo niya na. Ito yung baby. Ayan. So imagine it to be that kiosk will print a badge. That will be a security badge. So nag-print talaga kami, nag-layout talaga kami for the prototype. By the way, sa prototype, we look for the tools that actually can record the user behavior. We bump into marvelapp.com. You might want to check it out. It offers 15 days free trial naman. It comes with a free plug-in that you can record the user behavior just like this, just as a screen cap. So we are observing them as they use the prototype. So it's quite fun kasi nakikita namin talaga kung saan sila na-frustrate, saan sila tumatagal, ayan, saan sila nalilito. Ayan. And then after that, after each user testing, we also added some post-test surveys We actually we actually talk about them, talk about the prototype. How was it? Ano pa yung kailangang improve? Ano yung hinahanap mo na wala? Yan. And by just merely observing them, marami talaga kayong makikita. As in yung mga non-verbal cues na pagkulot ng noo, yan. Makikita mo yan eh. Pag dinote mo yun tapos kinonsolidate nyo as a group, makikita nyo na this part nakakalito ka user, yan. This part medyo magulo, yan. Sobrang maraming learnings by just observing them. So this is the actual testing part na we watch them and we take down notes and dikit agad sa wall. Yan. So yeah, after that we wrap it up and we consolidate all the comments and we had a iterated prototype. So tips, number one, as I've said, awareness. You really have to establish the awareness. Number two, for the testing part, it's the most tiring part. Well, for me, that's the most tiring part because actually you're quite organizing a mini event. So you might want to have a dry run of how it will go. Ang naranasan namin kasi nung the day na marami nagkaroon ng technical difficulties. So, nasisira ito, mabagal yung internet, or hindi nag-record yung video, hindi pwede. So, we have to fix that. So, the original plan to have it at 1.5 hour lang, naging 3 hours, kasi we really have to fix all those technical difficulties. But for you, if you will be running your own design sprints, I highly suggest you do dry runs.
Okay. Questions from the class? Any questions for PJ regarding or tips that you want to get?